So we have a reference. There we go. Okay. But yeah, so that was just the status. So that's not going to be too hard. But I guess we have to wait till the end of next meeting to do that anyway. For the charter, this one I didn't spend too much time reading on.
It looks like just a modified proposal, pretty much, with all the feedback we would get from all the other class members. That's what it looks like. It just looks like a more in-depth, because you still need the need, feasibility, scope, quality, and then we still have to do a video presentation and a document presentation. So I think it's just a more in-depth breakdown of our project.
Yeah, it does. I think you're right on that one. And then the other one, like you said, was just the paper. That one seemed pretty easy, though, because it was, I didn't look at the verification validation test stuff, but for up here, it was having it be a requirements document. It's just listing what the requirements will be for the project, and being very specific about it. That was one thing that I saw in there, is like, you know, people come up with requirements of, we need to do so many names, but you don't specify within a time frame. And so you have to make sure you specify the time frame, the amount, and make it as clear and concise as possible. So that shouldn't be too hard to come up with some ideas for.
Okay.
But
oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the waterfall project charter.
Oh no, you're fine.
Oh, maybe I don't even know.
Yeah, this one was just the scope options.
Yeah. Somehow I did
that one looked
pages, and I was like, did I comment on the wrong page?
No, sorry. Yeah.
I lost. Is it too early? I think it's time to go to bed.
No, you're cool. It's, yeah, no worries. But
okay.
So which do we want to tackle first? Do we want to go over the rules first, or tackle one of these assignments?
Let's do general roles. I feel like they might change per assignment, like, because I mean, like, as a general thing, you're kind of taking over this whole, I don't even know what to call it. And we're totally okay with that. We are so grateful.
Yeah.
But within an actual project, or within one of the assignments, we might have other roles. So I think it'd be good for us to kind of like go over what we're generally gonna try to keep track of for meetings, and then like what we're gonna do for these individual assignments, if that makes any sense.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
I'm fine with keeping up on creating the videos and getting the chat going. And if somebody wants to take over like documenting the meetings, that would be really helpful. Just like going back through and recording what we talked about. And
so just like taking notes on all like the major things that we cover in the video.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I can do that.
So do you want to just always create like a meeting notes and put it in the Google Drive? Like she did, or?
Yeah, I can do that. Let's see here.
That might be helpful, especially for knowing what we want to go over in the next meeting as well.
Looks so organized and nice.
I was on an IT team for one of my jobs, and they had meetings like this, and we'd always get the email with the meeting notes, and I was like, oh, that's a smart idea.
Yeah.
Might be helpful. So that's not me. That was my boss. So you can thank her.
Now, it's a skill set you learned on a job.
It's true.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's a little more work up front, but it pays off because then you can always just look back.
Yeah. Well, and the nice thing is you can check it off the list. If we talked about it, can check it off, or we can put a question mark next to it, or something, highlight, I don't know, for if we need to go over more. But
cool. I just opened up a new document in week 4, and I'm just entitling it group meeting notes.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so Josh has a job. That's awesome. Role. I don't know what other general roles we would come up with. As what he talked about in the interview about you being the project leader, since it's your idea and you're going to be coordinating with some of the people on the other end. Do you want to kind of hold that, be the...
Sure.
Okay, cool. Because, yes. for than me. Because I'm like, I don't want to be in charge. We could always switch it up.
Oh man, she makes it sound all doomsy. What does that mean? Like, what do I have to do now? Like, what am I
know, right? I don't know.
I don't think it'll actually be that bad. It's just,
yeah.
You know, I'm okay with that. I like to talk. It's whatever.
So we're
I think
supposed to complete this project. Like, you're really going to do this? Like,
I think we have to go through. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said in the interview. Is that
which seemed kind of misleading because it felt like, oh, if you don't like, well, I guess when it said that your project doesn't have to be a success, I kind of, maybe I read it like, we don't actually have to do it. We just have to go through all the steps, but I don't.
Well, I think in that case, the thing is that so long as we follow through with the steps, like we plan on talking to people and you maybe contact one or two, I don't think we have to into making it a success is what he's saying. It's just the planning and preparing. But I think it'll be good to be able to report back to you of what we've been able to accomplish, and that way we have a person who handles all the reporting, right? I don't know.
It wasn't like a hard project, and my facts were actually legitimate.
Nice.
So, like the chick I need to contact and all the stats, like I get emails for the like indexing for the stake in the ward, and so like it wasn't like I didn't make anything up or roll with it or whatever.
So it was specific to be made up. Looking at those, I was like,
well, I don't know. Sometimes you can fake it if you have to. I've done that I had to, but yeah, this one was, I mean, it's all there. It wouldn't be hard to like email her back, or I don't mind calling people or however we want to do it. So it doesn't bother me. What I mean is like, it's cool if we move forward. Like,
okay.
It'll be a real project. I don't care.
Okay, good. That is good to know. I was worried about that. I was like, I wasn't quite sure if she wanted to move forward, but
yeah, it doesn't bother.
Okay, cool.
It'd be good. Actually, the church just had like a worldwide indexing challenge. I don't remember exactly when. I think it might have been like a day of indexing or something like that. So it's not like it's not a thing.
Yeah.
I read that somewhere in my research.
Although I loved the idea of it. So
I'll do more.
Okay, any other ideas on individual roles that we can have? I mean, Carlene, so if you want to text people, yeah. I don't know.
I don't know what is going on enough to know what's going on.
Okay, I mean, that's okay. That's okay.
It's bad.
As a team role, like if we just all have a willingness to step up to the plate and be more easy.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about our project now. If we really have to do it, that we're in, 5 different stakes, and I'm like, it's not like we're all in the same area, Like,
yeah, it would make more sense if we were. That's why I was asking before, like, oh, do we want to like change the location, or how do we want to do that? And everyone was like, no, that's fine, whatever. So, I mean,
that's why I'm a little concerned, but that's why I was like, well, I guess we don't really have to do it. We don't have to do it, and it's just plan it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking when it came to like picking the apples and stuff. I was like, I'm not physically there to pick apples. Like,
I know, and that's how I felt.
Like,
yeah.
But this one, like this project seemed really easy. It was really just sending out a couple of emails or making a couple of phone calls, just kind of reaching out to people. And most of the work is actually on the members. And, you know, contacting like family history consultants, like that wouldn't be hard to say like, hey, we're thinking of doing a stake challenge. You know, how do you know your ward best? What would be the best way to like get this information out there to them? And, you know, I mean, really, I didn't think it involved a lot of actual work.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be too hard for any of us, even the ones, especially you guys who aren't here. I don't think it'll be rough on you because you don't have to appear in person. You're not teaching a class or.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Another thing that he mentioned in the interview that I remembered was that we can reuse the same project, but we can adjust it. Like for doing the Scrum methodology, the second half of the semester, we can use it and we can change it to be like an online challenge where we challenge our friends and family on social media to do it instead of having just one stake. That would involve more like them reporting to like a Facebook group or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, a project doesn't have to include the world.
Yeah, which is good.
Reachability. So.
Yeah.
As we get closer, I mean, somebody might have another idea that pops up that they really want to do, or I mean, we have a couple of weeks and stuff, so
yeah,
it'll be okay. We'll figure it out.
Okay, cool. I think that goes over the roles, and if you guys think of stuff that you do want to do, by all means, and if you guys feel like I'm taking over too much with the tech stuff, I would be happy to give more. So
Nope, you got it, Deanna.
Okay.
You are crushing it with the tech
How
stuff.
confused this class is for me. Like I didn't realize I had read the same website 6 times yesterday until about midnight, because I was like, as I was looking over my notes going, this seems really familiar. And then I realized I had looked at the same website over and over and over trying to understand something.
Oh, no.
Like, no.
Oh, it's so hard. I've done that too, where I've been like, oh, okay, this website, wait, I already have a quote from this. I can't use this one. It's, it's...
Because I just kept coming back and forth, then I was like, I finally gave up. I'm going to have to do a different one of the 4 because there's nothing. I just couldn't find anything on it.
Which one was it? Because I'm having the same trouble with one of them. Yep, that was mine too.
I can't find anything, any websites. I found one, and I kept thinking, okay, I'm finding a new one. No, it's just bookmarked differently.
Yep, it's just the same thing. Yeah, that's what I ran into as well, so I might change mine.
Yeah. So.
Okay, cool. I did want to let you guys know, I just checked the grades. We got an A on the scoring model. The weighted scoring models, which I figured we would anyway because we all participated. But we also got the A on the quiz. I think Alexa was the only one who wasn't here for that, so I'll text her and let her know.
Well, it showed up on mine, so she probably already knows.
Oh, good.
He updated all the grades.
Yeah, I was hoping that he updated it for you guys as well. So.
Yeah. I'm a little bit sorry. It's because I'm taking notes.
Oh no, you're fine. It's understandable.
Cool. Well, that's actually really good that we did it. We got an A, guys. That's awesome. Good job to everyone.
I was so happy. I'm always worried when the grades come back. I'm like, oh, did we do okay? Well, one of my papers, I got a lower grade, and I was like, this doesn't seem right. And apparently, you have to have 750 of your own words. Mm-hmm. That does not include your quotes. Wow. So, yeah. So I was like, okay, that's annoying, but I'll make sure I change that for the following assignments.
I don't know. I think I'm just going to let it flow, and if I don't get points, I don't get points. I think I got full points last one, and I just kept remembering what you guys were saying, like, oh, I just kept saying the same thing over and over again. And I feel like my writing is really bad. I've taken a lot of writing classes where it's like, use brevity, get to the point, be, you know, so I'm used to just like not trying to elaborate on stuff but it felt like going off on a tangent was like exactly what he wanted.
Yes, I think so too. He's looking for more along the lines that you know how to explain it. So the more explanation you give in your own words, the better off you are.
Like writing regression though.
Right?
No.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, do we want to move on?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, let's move
Not to be pushy.
on. Please, let's
I
move
hear a couch calling me.
Yeah.
on. How are you feeling? Do you have a cold, or you coming down with the flu?
I don't know. My daughter was like running really hot, and I was like, she wouldn't let me take her temperature, but she was like super hot to the touch. So I'm like, oh, you probably have a fever. I'll just keep you home, whatever. And then like I started getting a tickle in my throat, and now I have like all this sinus congestion, and my face just hurts, which just makes me miserable. I seem to be more like oh wow, I can't even talk. Like susceptible to whatever those are. Ear infection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not fun. I'm sorry. Okay. So
Quick with the copy and paste.
okay, so for the scope options one, he just said they want the requirements documents. So I guess we can go over a few of the requirements that we need for the project. Let me pull this up really quick. This slideshow is really helpful to me anyway, that they created.
I was looking at that.
Let's see if I can make this bigger. There we go. So these were the 8 things that it needs to focus on. You know, it has to be verifiable. We have to be able to measure it. Clear and concise, complete, consistent, traceable, viable, necessary, and implementation free. Some of the examples are more for like a tech program, but can adjust them.
Because
So yeah,
it's user requirement.
what was that?
I said because it's the characteristics of good user requirements. And
Yeah.
at first I was like, user requirement, what are they even talking about? But I think that they mean like how we write out our plan. Is that like how to fulfill the plan, how we tell people about the plan? Is that what they mean?
Or is it
So
the goal?
what they mean in this case is what the user's going to need to know, like what they're expecting out of this. So in this case, they were like, you know, the system must be user friendly, but for us, it would probably be. I'm trying to think of a good example. The user's going to expect from us that they have a way to report. So the ward leaders are going to have a place to report to, or things like that.
Oh, go ahead. As I say, I'm not exactly sure how all of that information is collected, but I don't think that the people who do indexing even keep track of any of that. I've never heard of. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe I should email the lady.
No, I don't think that the people who index actually record their own. It records it for them, and then it sends it to the ward leaders. So
Okay.
the stake leaders, probably.
Okay. So then what would we cater our user requirements to? Just how to talk to ward members about indexing, or?
Yeah, that's the question. I'm not sure on that one either. Let me pull up the other ones.
that language, you guys.
Right.
It's funny they're telling us to be user friendly.
Right. Well, I don't know. I'm thinking in this case, because we don't have users that are inputting information for the project, I think it's just what we're going to need to be doing ourselves for them. So I know one requirement we're going to have to contact, like you said, contact stake leaders and to be more specific, should we put contact stake leaders by email?
Well, I don't know if we actually have to do stake leaders versus just the stake indexing person.
Okay.
They're the one with all the information. A stake leader probably can't be like, oh, we index this many. I don't think they're going to know all that information. But there is like a specific person who's in charge of indexing for the stake.
Sounds good.
Whenever you work,
yeah. Okay.
Looking for my paper so I can know what I said.
Good idea. Okay.
Stake indexing director and ward family history consultants. Those are the people who would know.
Okay, so
I didn't list any names, but I have the lady's name. Maybe I can look her up.
okay, so that's 2 of our requirements if we have to contact the ward people. How many times do you think that we should contact them during this?
I'd probably say like 3. Like we need to make initial contact. I feel like we have to get permission to go ahead.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, like once our plan is more set, and when we go to talk to her, we can say this is exactly what we're looking to do, and based on what the wards have done before, this is our idea. And I don't imagine she would say no, but then we could ask her opinion as the gate checker, and she would, if we need to like modify the next step. But I imagine that then we would contact the ward family history consultants and say, hey, we got the okay from the stake president. I don't know how many times we talked to them, probably more than 3, because I was just thinking like the initial contact at the end for results, and during the middle to, I don't know, report back, since it's like her job that we're, and then family history consultants, I imagine like maybe once, I don't know if once a week, we could check in and see how they're doing, if there's any help we need or need to give them, or I don't know. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah,
I'm just throwing stuff out there.
No, that does make sense.
High counselor over like family history or over that, because that would be who you would need to contact too. But I mean, because obviously you need to talk to the stake president and get permission to do it.
I didn't know.
Okay. I think that working through that stake indexing director, though, because getting an idea from them if this is something that we can do, and then they would have to take it to the stake president.
Yeah. I mean, not that we couldn't contact the stake president, but yeah. I feel like it would fall under the umbrella of the director's calling.
Yeah. And I'm all for that, because I don't want to step on people's toes and stuff. So
yeah, it'd be weird to go straight to like high councilman who then calls the director and is like, hey, there's these kids and they want to.
Yeah. Well, and quite honestly, it might be that the stake indexing director would want to coordinate with the wards instead of us having to do that, which is fine. I mean, less people to have to contact, right? But we can add it to our plan that this is going to happen, that they need to get contacted at least so many times. And so, okay.
This is actually looking more like a work breakdown structure than a requirements document. Just saying.
Okay. Then we'll put it under the work breakdown structure. Whichever part the work.
Like the example, it's kind of like the list of things we need to do and the order we need to do them.
Oh, true. Yeah.
I think we might need to look a little more into what like specific requirements he means and how we can apply that to our project, since we're not like creating a user's manual. But maybe we are. I mean, maybe we're kind of creating like a user manual for the
like how you index. Wouldn't the user requirements be more like how indexing gets done?
Well,
I've never indexed, so this is all new to me.
So when you download the program software, it literally walks you through how to do it. Like it won't let you like just go into the system and do whatever. It has like auto help. And so anybody who were to take on the challenge, they wouldn't be like pulling up our document to see how to do it, because it's interactive to make it more user friendly. And so I mean like we could do that. I kind of want to just ask the professor like what he wants us to do about that, because I mean that work is pretty much already done. We could.
Well, then that's what it sounds like. Is that, you know, the best practices is done, because obviously you're going to follow along with how the indexing, how they want you to do the indexing.
Yeah.
Because that's part of the you know.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, are we catering it to the people who are actually going to be doing the challenge? Or are we catering it to like the leaders as part of like the plan to do the challenge?
Yeah, I'm confused.
So I'll email him. I'll just ask him.
Okay.
Yeah.
That might be a good idea. In the meantime, we can just keep doing the work breakdown structure while we wait, and just save it till next meeting.
When's our meeting? Will you remind me?
Friday, same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch the recording of it because I've got a parent-teacher conference. Yippee!
Oh, fun!
Not.
Yeah, those I'm not a parent, but I've been at those for working at a school, and it's so much fun for the parents, I bet. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess in that case,
maybe contact the Family History Center about teaching indexing classes. If people are like need that extra help or want to just come and we might need to organize that per ward. Or I don't know.
That's a good idea. I like that.
This is my paper thing. And then statistics are already collected, so finding out the results doesn't really require work. Software's already there. We could like print flyers or create a flyer to be printed and handed out to ward members to kind of gear them up for the challenge. Thought about doing that. Because you want to get the word out instead of just starting it. And then looking into like a reward or however we want to do that. I thought a plaque would be kind of nice because every ward has that cage thing they hang their stuff in.
Yeah, that would be fun.
So I thought it'd be cool to be like, ooh, indexing 30-day challenge winner. So it might be something that the ward could be proud of. So But that would involve contacting places that make plaques and designing a plaque. I'll design a plaque and then get quotes.
Actually, get quotes sounds much better.
Yeah. The thing I'm wondering about when it comes to fulfilling the project is if it because I mean, most of our projects had to have some kind of budget. Like, who do we ask for money, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if like the stake indexing director like has a budget, or we look for like donations, or
you can't get donations. I mean, that's against church policy.
Oh,
have to be from the stake budget.
I didn't know that.
I don't know that either.
So a person can't donate a plaque if they want to?
Not technically.
Oh.
People do it all the time, but no, they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, I'm like, when I taught primary, I bought my own stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we all do it, but no, you're not supposed to. That's a big, because then it's, you know, rich versus poor and things like that. So no, you're not supposed to donate.
Yeah.
Everything's supposed to come out of the budget.
Okay, so that's something that we'll ask the indexing director, and then if it's something that we can't do like physically, we could always make a certificate or special thing.
Are we allowed to make a certificate?
I think we are, because we're just donating our time for it and they print it out. So yeah. So
along with what, I mean, if they have a budget, what is the budget?
Yeah, that's a good idea. And then could we offer an incentive?
Would the amount of money in the budget kind of be none of our business? Shouldn't we just ask if there's enough in there to cover?
That's yeah.
That's like going to the bishop and being like, what's our ward budget? He'd be like, none of your business.
It is. You can go ask them. They're supposed to tell you what the budget is.
Oh, I know, but I guess how much money you have. I just wonder if it's enough to cover what we need.
Yeah.
My sister's done it many times. She had a big fight with her stake president once. It was pretty awesome. Because he took all her money to pay for boys, and she got mad.
No, that is frustrating.
I guess I can understand that from like a leadership position, because they're involved in making those type of decisions. But as a regular ward member with no like, be asking how much the ward makes, it just doesn't seem like. I don't know. Seems weird to me, a little inappropriate, but their own.
Well, you have to think about it from the standpoint of, you know, like there's a lot of inequality that goes on, and so that's why people will sometimes ask. And if they see it, then
you mean for like the different auxiliaries? Yeah, no, I understand that. Like if you're in if you're in any sort of like leadership position where, you know, you need your chunk of the budget and it's not being met because someone else is doing it, I understand that. But if I'm just a member of Relief Society and not in charge of any activity or anything, it just seems weird to be like, well, how much money do we have compared to them? You know,
it's nice that it's so open though, that we could do that.
I think it should definitely be discussed. I just like, if it's not applicable, why do you care? I mean, to like you type thing. Like, I don't care how much the boys get.
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair that they get more than the girls or whatever, but I'm not in a position where it actually affects me. So. Okay.
So after that, do you think that looks okay? You know, if for step 5 is create or obtain the wording. Okay. And am I spelling plaque right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because like my brain is not working with words today. Okay. Let's see. anything else you guys can think of for the work breakdown?
We could leave it open in case we think of anything, because technically it's
Okay.
not due till later, right?
Yeah, it's not due till the end of the week, so.
Oh, well, then we can hit it again in our, make a note, Josh, hit it again on our next meeting, and if there's anything else we can think of, we can add it in. Some things might pop up.
Okay, cool. So. What was next on there?
Oh, excuse me.
Verification and validation test cases. That's where I was like, I don't know how that's going to work. Because what it would be like contacting them and seeing how it's going, I guess.
I was trying to open the links. One of them wouldn't open for me.
We could compare previous statistics. At the end of the project and see if it actually changed anything.
Yeah, well, I think those weekly checkups we do with the family history consultants, I don't know if they get like statistics weekly, but we could definitely like look at that and compare week by week. I was starting to read the 180 plus sample test cases for testing web, blah, 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 blah. And it, I don't remember what, under the importance of like using checklists for testing, it was talking about like reusable test cases for your application to ensure the most common bugs will be caught more quickly. And automatically I was like, oh, well, that would kind of be like us checking in to see if members are having the access to the indexing, if there's available times at the Family History Center, like things to make the challenge move along and working out those bugs. Does that make sense? That was anything I could really think of. I don't really know. I didn't read this whole article, but I don't feel like a lot of it's actually applicable. I don't know how to test applications, but I think it's important for us to look and see if there's any snags in the project, because people either don't know or, we shouldn't just like, oh, we're going to do a challenge. Good luck with that. We'll see you at the end.
Yeah, I think that's really helpful because that does, validate who can access it and if it's actually working. Because if it's not working for some people, then that puts a kink in our project, and going to make sure we get through that. So I like that. I think
that members know that if they don't have access to like a home computer, they could have access through the Family History Center or potentially through computers that the ward might have if they have any. You know.
Yeah.
So that's a test we could do. See if any of those are being utilized, and if not, is it because people don't know about them, or?
I think that's a good idea.
Or setting them up with someone to, because you have to download the software or something, don't you? To be able to do it.
I believe you do.
So making sure that they're capable of downloading the software, getting them set up with that. Because not everybody can do things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of that could be asking the family history consultants if they're available to help with downloads, or if people can bring their computers in, and we can do that at the Family History Center or something along those lines. Because you're right, like sometimes that's really difficult.
Because a lot of people still have desktops, not laptops.
Yeah. That's why I said family history could go, or they could come to us.
Yeah.
I have it on my desktop. I don't have it on a laptop. So.
And that's something that they could even get the younger members of the ward involved in, like the young men and young women. I mean, if they've got it on theirs and they know how to use it, they can go in with the family history consultant and help. I mean, it's definitely a cool idea to get people more involved in the ward, for sure. I think those are some pretty good test cases that we can have. It said that we need at least 2, so we've got 3 there, so that's good. And we can build on that. I think we have to go through some other steps to actually make it look pretty. Oh, and of course it doesn't work.
Yeah, one of them doesn't work.
Okay. We'll look into that some more. Okay, so we've got the test cases, the work breakdown. Awesome. Do you want to keep working on this or look over the charter?
Look over the charter. I'm ready.
Okay. Okay, cool. Let's close these down and then pull this up. Okay, so okay, yeah, it's just an adjustment. So do we want to just pull up your proposal and then adjust from there, or do we want to start a whole new document? What do you guys think?
Up to you. If you're gonna keep a lot of the stuff in my original document, it'd probably be easier just to bring it up and then you can erase is what you want.
That's true.
Yeah, so we use the original document.
Okay.
I haven't looked at, I haven't completed the assignment to do the 2, I don't know, critiques or whatever they call it of the each teams. But I think that we should look at those. That would give us some ideas of what we need to change.
Okay.
Trying to navigate there. The review of team project proposal.
So which one was that?
Hmm?
I'm lost. Okay, so the assignment that you were talking about.
Oh, just the project proposal.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm confused by your question. I'm sorry. No, I was saying that the assignment, that part of the individual assignment for this week was to go and review the team project proposals. And I was saying the information from the other students in the class would be good to use in reviewing and modifying our project proposals.
Well, that's a good idea.
Because they're going to ask questions and
let me see if I can, yeah.
I was pulling up what
that would be helpful to know, because it's a few more things that we can think about. I haven't reviewed them either, so.
I need to ask the professor. Maybe you guys, I forgot about this, but because my personal presentation rubric, because he said we made it before we did any of our projects, and things that, you know, it was supposed to be things we're good at and things we want to work on. And I kind of fidget. I'm a fidgeter too, but so I put that, you know, like in giving presentation body language, but that's not really applicable if you don't see me in my presentation. Are we supposed to change those? Like, should I change my rubric then? Because a lot of the comments were like, well, I can't see her, so I can't grade on her rubric. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Like right now I see you and I can see if you're fidgeting. So, and you can usually tell if somebody's fidgeting. You can hear their fingers tapping and things like that. So I'd ignore it.
Mm-hmm. Well, this one chick gave me, like, in my personal project, she gave me a red light because she scored me like super low on a lot of stuff because she was like, well, this rubric doesn't really fit your presentation, so I'd give it a red light based on that. Like,
that might be something to ask the professor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a little harsh there.
It felt a little harsh, but I had this other class that was talking about like getting feedback, like how we get defensive about feedback, and so I was like, well, that was fitting. I was like, I'm not going to take it personal because, I mean, you're supposed to be looking at the information, not just judging me on this rubric, which is supposed to help me improve, not really has much to do with my actual project proposal, but
Yeah.
So I think I might go through and answer some of these, but some of them just said, are we each doing the challenges in our stake or if it's in one area? A couple people asked that. Another person said, will you be changing the voiceover and documents to be more team related rather than one person? Because in the voiceover, it says my and I a couple of times. Also, the rubric had someone's name rather than the team's information on the top. Do we have any plans on including the community at large or just members of the church? How would we go about spreading it if it's successful within our stake? Well, my stake. Would we travel to other stakes?
No. We're all like, no.
And no, my stake, I don't like my stake. So I'm not dealing with anybody in my stake. Or my ward.
Yeah. One that I saw down at the bottom, he asked, do you have a goal for the indexing kickoff? It's another way to measure success. So we could have an end goal of however many names got indexed. We could add that,
Okay.
adjust that. Okay. And I need to leave in like 5 minutes, so I guess we can jump back to this. I'm just going to put in the notes above here. We don't have to decide on how many names we want. We can always talk to the family history consultant first, or the stake person first, and see what's an achievable goal. So if you guys just want to look over this and in our spare time, I think that with these two, it's just looking over it and adjusting where we need before next time, or just wait till next time, because I think we'll have it pretty much covered. I don't think there's too much that we're going to need to change.
Yeah.
One last thing on that. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to add to what you were typing. That guy also said, what about the outlier ward, the one ward that's doing like super awesome, that perhaps they could be part of the organizer, become part of the organizers. They could take their lessons learned and share them with the other wards. That's not a bad idea to reach out to. I think a lot of that might have just been one guy did most of that. So I don't know if he just has a lot of free time or just really loves indexing, or if it's part of his calling, so he's super into it or whatever. But it wouldn't, like, that might be nice to see if he would be able to come and bear testimony to the power of indexing, you know, or something. Because they're right. The guy was right. He's way ahead of the game.
That's good. I think that would be really cool, because having somebody who has done this and has gotten used to it, that would be really helpful to involve them.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, I'll just leave those up there as notes for next time.
Mm-hmm.
And
we can add more as if there's any more people that leave feedback.
yeah, if you see something as you read through it and you want to change it or add into it, I mean, you can either use the comments button thing, or you can put it up here and we can all come back next week and work on it. I think that's pretty much it, though. So let me change this to just project proposal. That way Or actually, I should change it to the name of, I'll change it to the charter. That way we know what it is for this week. There we go. Okay. That should have changed. Perfect. So there's those two. I think we're good. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to go over? Or?
No.
I think we hit everything.
I'll email the professor about the requirements document, see if we can get some clarification, and then keep you guys updated as to what he says.
That would be awesome. Thank you, Sarah.
And then I think just a matter of like getting more feedback and tweaking this document, and I think we're pretty good to go on those.
Yeah.
We're making good headway on this already. This is great.
I feel very comfortable with the progress we've made. Thank you, guys. This is super helpful. Okay, well, talk to you on Friday then.
All right, have a good day.
Okay, bye.
See you guys on Friday.